Thanks for joining us as we kick off a look at what's shaping up to be a very active start to the winter season. We're tracking a major shift in the weather across the eastern U.S., and it's going to impact millions of people from the Great Lakes all the way down to the southeast. A very active winter pattern is setting up, with the jet stream dipping far to the south and pulling a surge of cold Arctic air straight from Canada into the heart of the country. This shift in the upper atmosphere is a classic setup for winter storms. Over the next couple of weeks, we're not just looking at one storm, but a parade of systems riding along this storm track. Each one could bring its own set of challenges, from heavy snow to freezing rain and gusty winds. Depending on where you live, you could see a mix of cold rain, sleet, icy roads, or significant snowfall. Some areas may even experience all of these in a single week, making travel and daily routines more difficult. The cold air will stay locked in place, keeping temperatures well below average for days at a time. This means an early and persistent start to winter, with little relief in sight. The combination of cold air from the north and moisture streaming in from the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean is a recipe for impactful winter weather. This setup can lead to heavy, wet snow in some areas and dangerous ice in others. With so many people living in the path of these storms, millions could be affected by snow, ice, and hazardous travel conditions in the coming weeks. Cities and towns will need to be ready for quick changes in the weather. Now is the time to get your winter gear ready. Dig out those coats, hats, gloves, and boots if you haven't already. Make sure your home and car are prepared for cold and slick conditions. Check your heating systems, stock up on supplies, and keep your car winter-ready with emergency kits and snow brushes. We'll break down what to expect from each of these storms, and share tips on how to stay safe and comfortable during this busy stretch of winter weather. The main message is clear: a cold, stormy pattern has arrived, and it's here to stay for a while. Winter is making an early entrance, and it's not pulling any punches. Stay tuned as we track each system, monitor the latest data, and keep you updated with the most accurate forecasts. Winter is here ahead of schedule, and it's not going anywhere soon. Mark your calendars and be ready for a stretch of wintry weather. Make sure you're prepared for a busy stretch of winter weather. Review your emergency plans with your family and check your supplies. In the next segments, we'll cover the specific impacts for your region, so you know exactly what to expect and how to prepare. Get ready for a wintry ride. Roads may be slick, and conditions can change quickly, so caution is key. Let's dive into the details of the first storm in this busy pattern and see what's on the way. Stay with us for the latest updates. And remember, we're here to help you stay ahead of the storm. The first major storm in this new pattern is moving in from the southwest, marking the beginning of a significant shift in our winter weather. This system is gathering strength as it travels across the country, drawing in moisture and cold air that will set the stage for a complex and impactful event. It will begin impacting the eastern U.S. Thursday night, with the first signs of unsettled weather appearing in the form of thickening clouds and dropping temperatures. The storm will then spread steadily through Friday and into Saturday, affecting millions of people along its path. This system brings a mix of rain, ice, and snow, depending on your location and local temperatures. Some areas will see heavy, soaking rain, while others could experience dangerous icy conditions or accumulating snow that could disrupt travel and daily routines. The dividing line between rain and snow will be crucial and could shift with just a degree or two. This means that a small change in temperature could make the difference between a cold rain and a significant snowstorm, especially in areas near the transition zone. Precipitation starts in the southern states late Thursday, with rain and possibly some thunderstorms, then spreads north and east on Friday. As the storm moves, areas further north will see a changeover to sleet or snow, especially as colder air filters in behind the system. By Saturday, a second wave of moisture could hit the southeast, prolonging the messy weather and increasing the risk of flooding in some spots. The combination of rain, sleet, and snow will make for hazardous conditions on the roads, and could lead to power outages in places where ice accumulates. This is not a fast-moving storm. Expect impacts to last a couple of days. The slow pace means that precipitation could linger, and conditions may remain treacherous well into the weekend. We're closely monitoring temperature profiles and atmospheric data to pinpoint where snow, ice, or rain will fall. Our team is using the latest computer models and real-time observations to update the forecast as the storm evolves. After this storm, much colder air will follow, bringing a sharp drop in temperatures and the potential for refreezing on roads and sidewalks. This cold snap could linger, keeping winter hazards in place even after the storm has passed. In the next sections, we'll break down what to expect in your region, from the south to the Carolinas, Midwest, and Northeast. Each area will face its own unique set of challenges as the storm unfolds. Stay alert for updates as the forecast becomes more precise. Weather conditions can change quickly, so it's important to check for the latest information and be ready to adjust your plans. Prepare for a prolonged period of winter weather. Make sure you have supplies on hand and take precautions if you need to travel during the storm. We'll cover the South, Carolinas, Midwest, and Northeast next, providing detailed forecasts and tips for staying safe in each region. Let's see how this storm will affect your area. Stay tuned for the latest updates and expert analysis as we track this major winter event together. The storm first targets the South, Tennessee, northern Alabama, and northern Mississippi, late Thursday into Friday. Temperatures hover near freezing, so expect a mix of rain, sleet, or light snow, especially in northern areas. Most of the deep South will see cold rain, but slick spots are possible on bridges and overpasses. Middle Tennessee and southern Kentucky could see a coating to an inch of snow, enough to make travel tricky. By Saturday, another wave brings mostly rain to Georgia, Florida, and upstate South Carolina. The farther north you are, the better your chance for wintry weather. The key takeaway: be ready for cold rain and the possibility of ice or snow, especially Thursday night into Friday. Stay cautious on the roads. Moving north, the Carolinas and Virginia face a tough battle between warm and cold air. Western North Carolina and southern Virginia could see significant snow and ice, especially Friday morning. Cold air trapped against the Appalachians sets up classic freezing rain and sleet. The Charlotte area and upstate South Carolina may also see a wintry mix. The exact rain-snow line will be critical for travel and power outages. Multiple weather models point to a messy situation, though details are still uncertain. A second storm could bring more snow to North Carolina Sunday night into Monday. Prepare for dangerous travel and possible power outages. Winter weather may linger beyond Friday in this region. Stay updated as the forecast evolves. We'll keep a close watch on these developments. As the powerful winter storm continues its eastward march, both the Midwest and Northeast are bracing for widespread snowfall and challenging conditions. Residents across these regions are preparing for a significant weather event that will impact daily routines and travel plans. Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio are expected to see 1 to 3 inches of snow on Friday. This may not sound like much, but even a few inches can make for slick, hazardous commutes and slow down traffic during the busy morning and evening rush hours. Drivers and pedestrians alike should use extra caution. As the system pushes further east, heavier snow is likely for upstate New York and inland areas of New England, where totals could reach 5 to 7 inches. These regions will see the most significant accumulations, with the potential for school delays and disruptions to local businesses. Meanwhile, coastal cities like Boston and New York may experience a messy rain-snow mix, leading to slushy streets and reduced visibility. The mix of precipitation could make travel especially tricky for those living near the coast. After this main storm passes, several fast-moving clipper systems are expected to sweep through, reinforcing the cold air and bringing occasional bursts of light snow. These quick-moving systems can catch people off guard, so it's important to stay alert. The wintry pattern is just beginning. Forecasters warn that more snow and persistent cold are likely to continue into next week, keeping the region locked in a true winter weather pattern. Now is the time to get your shovels and salt ready, and make sure your winter gear is close at hand. With winter settling in, preparation is key to staying safe and comfortable. The chance of at least an inch of snow is high for much of New York and New England, with some areas likely to see even more. Accumulations will build up quickly, especially on untreated surfaces. This is just the start of a long, cold stretch, with more storms possible as the season progresses. Winter's grip is tightening across the region. Stay prepared for ongoing winter impacts by keeping emergency supplies in your car, dressing in layers, and watching for updates on changing conditions. Our team of meteorologists will keep you posted on each new system as it develops so you can plan ahead and stay safe. Now let's take a closer look at the expected snow totals for your area and see which regions will be hit the hardest. Here's what the models are showing for snow totals. Middle Tennessee and Kentucky, a coating to an inch, enough for the season's first snow. Upstate South Carolina, a dusting possible, mainly western North Carolina, a coating to an inch Friday with a chance for 1 to 3 inches if a second storm hits Sunday, Monday. Midwest, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, 1 to 3 inches widespread on Friday. Interior Northeast, 5-7 inches possible, especially away from the coast. The probability of at least an inch is very high for New York State and much of New England. Even small amounts can cause travel issues, so plan ahead. Totals may change as the storm approaches. Stay tuned for updates. Let's talk about the cold that follows. After the storms, a surge of Arctic air will grip the eastern U.S. through mid-December. The Midwest will see lows between 5 and 10 below zero, with wind chills even colder. The Southeast will also be much colder than average, with highs struggling to reach the 30s and 40s. Prolonged cold can threaten pipes, pets, and plants. Take precautions now. Each new storm will be followed by another blast of cold, keeping winter's grip strong. Make sure your heating systems are ready and you have a plan to stay warm. This is a true Arctic outbreak affecting millions. Even after the snow stops, the cold will linger. Stay safe and check on vulnerable neighbors. Let's look at why forecasts can change. You've heard us mention different weather models, GFS European Canadian, and they don't always agree. Each model uses unique equations and data, so their forecasts can differ, especially days in advance. For this storm, some models show more snow or ice in certain areas than others. Meteorologists compare all models, look for trends, and use experience to create the most likely forecast. That's why we talk about probabilities and keep updating as the storm gets closer. As the event nears, models usually agree more, and the forecast sharpens. Stay tuned for the latest updates as conditions evolve. Uncertainty is part of winter forecasting. We'll keep you informed every step of the way. Now, let's talk about staying safe. With an active storm track and Arctic cold, preparation is key. Stay informed with the latest weather updates from trusted sources. If snow or ice is forecast, avoid travel if possible. Roads can become dangerous quickly. If you must drive, make sure your car is winter ready and pack an emergency kit. At home, prepare for possible power outages, have flashlights, batteries, and enough food and water for several days. Never use generators or grills indoors due to carbon monoxide risk. Dress in layers and check on neighbors, especially the elderly. Respect winter weather. It can be beautiful, but dangerous. By taking precautions now, you can keep your family safe. We'll continue tracking every storm and temperature drop. Stay safe, stay warm, and be ready for winter's arrival. Thanks for watching. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.